breaking news here in Southwest Michigan. We've got some controversy, I guess you could say, involving AxMITax and the Republican Party. Let's get into it. I want to start with a little background here. So in 2022, I would call it that post-COVID awakening era for all of the grassroots Republicans. We all got involved because we saw the failures of the people who were supposed to be representing us. They were not fighting for our liberty and our freedom in that COVID era. And so we all decided, hey, we've got to do something. We can't just sit on our hands anymore. So myself and a bunch of other grassroots Republicans here in Southwest Michigan, we became precinct delegates and we were able to take over the Berrien County Republican Party. So when you become a precinct delegate, you go to convention and you're able to vote at convention on who the next executive committee will be for the next 2-year cycle. So we had the votes and we took over the county party. I ended up being an officer. I'm the secretary of the Berrien County Republican Party, have been since then. I just got reelected at the end of 2024. Love it, right? So I lovingly refer to the old people that were involved in the county party as the old guard. So a lot of them kind of jumped ship when we became the leadership of the party. They didn't really like the way we were doing things. They thought, oh, everything has to be done this certain way. And when we were completely changing course for the better, in my opinion, they hated it, right? So a lot of them just stopped coming to events. They didn't come to our monthly meetings. They just kind of slowly but surely trickled out. So the old guard, which is many of them are county level elected officials, they still needed some sort of vehicle in order to do political activities like host fundraisers, give to candidates and campaigns. When you're doing those things as an individual, you're limited. You can only give so much money. But PACs, they can actually spend money on candidates and there are virtually no limits. So they can raise as much money as they want. They're not limited and they can have their fundraisers and give money to whoever they want, which, spoiler alert, it's giving money to themselves. All right, so back to us, the grassroots Republicans who took over the county party. So we, at the beginning of this term, we did a survey of the executive board and we said, what are you interested in? What do you want us to get involved in? What initiatives do you want us to support? So one of the things that came out at the top of that list after the survey was AxMITax. Now, AxMITax is a citizens ballot initiative to eliminate property tax in the state of Michigan. So right now, petitions are being circulated through like mid to end of September, and they have to get a certain number of signatures in order to turn it into the State Board of Canvassers and get this question put on the ballot for 2026. So the petitions are only saying, yes, I want an opportunity to vote on this in 2026. And if you want property taxes eliminated, you're going to want to sign this petition. Even if you don't want property taxes eliminated, it's not going to hurt to sign this petition because worst case scenario, it's going to put it up for a vote for the Michigan electorate. So all of that to tell you about the current controversy. We have here a event flyer for the Southwest Michigan Republican PAC, the Old Guard, who is putting on an event called AxMITax Community Information Session. Now this event, I'm about 95% sure, has a very serious angle of trying to dissuade people from signing the AxMITax petition, or if the petition goes through, voting no on it when it comes to a ballot in 2026. I know the people involved in this PAC, and they have publicly spoken out against AxMITax for reasons that I can only assume are because their paycheck comes from property taxes. So Carla Wagner shared this event flyer in her group, AxMITax on the Road, and she's asking if we know anybody who is putting on this event or attending this event. She's wanting to ask them to remove the AxMITax logo because they did not have permission to use her logo. They didn't tell her about the event, and furthermore, they didn't invite her to the event to speak. You think if this was truly a community information session, they would try to get information from all angles, but no, they didn't. So here we have the Berrien County Republican Party, the official county party, supporting AxMITax, circulating petitions, and trying to encourage people to sign it so that we can be relieved of the burden of property taxes so the county can't take your house for failure to pay property taxes. We want to get rid of this, right? This is a burden on people that own private property. And then we have the Southwest Michigan Republican PAC, all of our local county elected officials, putting on an event to dissuade people from signing the petition. That really grinds my gears. I have to be honest here. And I just want to encourage you guys to sign the petition because, again, it doesn't hurt anything to sign it, even if you're not completely convinced that it's a great idea. It gives you about a year to study it out and see if you want to vote yes or no. So I want to give you guys a link. I'll put that in the comments where you can sign up to have somebody come to you to sign the petition, and we'll try to keep you guys in the loop if we do have a signing event. But please be aware of this event by the Southwest Michigan Republican PAC. They do have an angle, and I don't want anyone to be deceived by that. So thanks for listening. Have a great day.